services are on course. Mr. Speaker, as I speak now, a total of 795 promotions of senior police officers being cleared, and also over 16,000 promotions of junior officers have also been effected. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of recruitment, Mr. Speaker, I can understand the enthusiasm of my colleague, but I am sure we have less than 60,000 policemen in this country. How on earth could you promote 60,000 officers out of less than 60,000 men and women?
Order. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it was needless intervention because you should have listened to what I said. I said over 16,000 junior officers.
Order. Honorable member, that's unparliamentary. Withdraw and continue.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I withdraw. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of recruitment, we saw that this year alone, over 4,000 personnel recruited to enhance the numerical strength of Ghana Police Service. And Mr. Speaker, let me point out that per the United Nations standard, police population ratio, every police officer must govern 500 civilians. Mr. Speaker, as we speak now, there should be about 230 police officers to every 100,000 population. But in Ghana here, we have 127 police officers to 100,000 population. It's one of the lowest in this world. So, Mr. Speaker, we as government is committed to make sure that per the UN standard, we bridge the gap. And that is the reason why, His Excellency, the President is so committed that we recruit more officers or personnel into the service. Mr. Speaker, I have nothing, and that is on the issue of recruitment process. I have nothing against academic competence or medical scrutiny or criminal record of a prospective applicant. But Mr. Speaker, on the issue of height as a requirement, I have a strong reservation. And I think the time is now to review the existing law. Mr. Speaker, because now in this modern age, intelligence gathering is more of brain work than physical strength. So I'm surprised that somebody will be booted out because of his or her height. Mr. Speaker, I crave your kind indulgence to refer the House to paragraph 7 of page 185 of the budget statement and economic policy of the government of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, respectfully, and with your kind permission, I beg to quote, the service also submitted the non-custodial sentencing bill to Attorney General's Department for legal advice. In 2019, the ministry would facilitate the speedy passage of the non-custodial sentence bill into law to help ease congestion of the prisons. The service will improve security procedures and safety as well as modernize infrastructure to reduce the incidence of escape. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to appeal to the Office of the Attorney General that as a matter of necessity and urgency to expedite action on the draft bill. Mr. Speaker, this is because when the non-custodial sentence option is fully considered, it will go a long way to ease the unbearable congestion in our respective prisons. Mr. Speaker, permit me to refer the House to page page 187, paragraph 3, or item 977, that in 2019, in 2019, the Gaming Commission will procure in 2019, Mr. Speaker, the Gaming Commission will procure a central electronic monitoring system and intensify monitoring of gaming operations to increase mobilization of non-tax revenue. Mr. Speaker, let me seize this opportunity to commend the CEO for Gaming Commission, Mr. Peter Mreku, for doing very well as far as gaming is concerned in this country. Mr. Speaker, he has brought a lot of reforms, and I'm happy to inform the House that going forward, we're going to recruit a lot of revenues as far as gaming is concerned. Mr. Speaker, in line with 2016 NPP manifesto, NPP believe the strict enforcement of the existing laws by our security agencies without selectivity, without bias. Mr. Speaker, we are determined to make sure that we will provide resources to our security services in order to deliver efficiently and effectively. Mr. Speaker, finally, I want to quote one of our forebears in the person of Dr. J.B. Dankwa, that the party's policy is to liberate the energies of the people for property-owning democracy with right to life, with right to life, freedom and justice as the principles to which the government and the laws of the land should be dedicated in order specifically to enrich property, to enrich life, property, and liberty of each and every one.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I want to end here by saying that the current NPP government remains committed to make sure that we beef up security in terms of providing the citizenry with public safety. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I rest my case. Thank you.